Hey guys, it's Elaine, the Ninja Life Coach, and welcome to my channel today. And I am recording down in my dining room and kitchen area because my original recording, I forgot to turn on my microphone. So sit back, grab yourselves a cup of coffee. We're going to talk about fear of rejection today. I'll be right back. Hey everybody, I'm back. I'm Elaine Jackson, the Ninja Life Coach and one brave widow. Today we're going to talk about fear of rejection. Have you ever felt rejected? Most of us have at one time or another, and oftentimes it happens when we're small. And if we don't deal with that, when it happens, then it can get carried over into our adulthood, and it can affect our everyday activities. Now, I am certainly not a psychologist, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a therapist, I'm a life coach, but I have felt the sting of rejection when I was a young girl. And I want to talk with you about that today for just a little bit. But let's talk about rejection. And I'm going to give you an example of something that happened to me when I was a young girl, and hopefully something like this did not happen to you, but if it did, you know very well what I'm talking about. I had a crush on this kid when I was in the 7th grade, and I thought he was just a real cute little boy, and we were on the bus one day, and I said something to him, just some type of little passing remark, just really to get his attention, because you know how little girls do. They just want to get close to that person, and they're sassy, and they say something. Well, his response to me was certainly not what I hoped. He said that I was the ugliest girl he had ever seen. Well, you can imagine how that crushed my heart, and I didn't realize that that was something that had bothered me for years, but it had. And over a period of time, I did not deal with that, and I didn't really know that that was something that I needed to deal with, and I didn't realize that that was something that I had carried with me for years until, several years ago when I was praying about something, and the Lord just really revealed that to me and said, hey, you need to deal with this. And if we don't deal with that fear of rejection, and we don't deal with those ugly things that may have been said to us in the past, they will affect every single thing we do in our lives. And I'm going to urge you, if you have had something like that happen to you, now that was a fairly incidental thing, but words do matter and words do hurt. They really do. I mean, the sticks and stones can break my bones, but words will never hurt you. That's really not true. It is the words that really wound us very, very deeply. And if you're a woman in this day and age and you lived during the 60s and 70s, chances are you had something like that happen to you as well. Because back in the day like that, there wasn't a lot of positive affirmation for women, to be honest with you. And even nowadays, we see things that happen to women that are just not right. But aside from all that, maybe when you were young, you had something like, maybe you tried out for the cheerleading squad and you didn't make it. Maybe you tried out for the football team, you didn't make it. Maybe you tried out for the debate team, you didn't make it. All those were forms of rejection, and if not properly dealt with, they can cause us real problems when we get to be an adult. So I'm going to urge you today, if you have been feeling rejected, especially during the holiday season, if you are prone to having those feelings anyway, it's very easy if you're a widow or if you're alone to look around and see all these families doing these activities, and here you are alone. It's real easy to feel rejected, and it's really easy to let those feelings get a hold of us and just kind of live down inside of us. So I'm going to urge you, if that happens, turn that over to God. Take it to Him and say, Lord, I'm feeling this way. I think this may be from a past hurt. Reveal that to me. Show me where I can go in and see that. And Lord, mend that. Lord, I'm asking you to mend that for me. And I know for myself, that was a process. That wasn't something that happened overnight. God did not immediately say, oh my goodness, you're healed of feeling that rejected feeling. Right instantaneously. And that didn't happen that way for me. For me, it was a process that I had to go through, and unfortunately, I had to be rejected several times in order for me to work my way through that. Now, one thing I do want you to encourage you not to do, if you are prone to having those feelings of being rejected and getting your feelings hurt easily over things like that, Don't always be the first one to reject, because that's a defense mechanism that I used in order to not get hurt. So if you have someone in your life that constantly hurts you over and over again and rejects you, your thoughts, your feelings, your things of that nature, I am not by any means urging you to stay in their life. I'm not. You need to evaluate that relationship, pray about it, and if God's telling you to exit, you exit. Shake your hands off, go. Shake the dust off your feet and move forward. But if you have a friend in your life that has hurt your feelings and you have felt rejected, maybe you were left out on a girls' outing where a bunch of girls went out, you weren't invited. Maybe this is the first time this has happened. I'm going to urge you, instead of just saying, well, on them, go to them and say, hey, that really made me feel bad. And then just be humble. Say, have I done something to offend you? That's going to open the door for a whole plethora of activities. Even if you know you have done nothing, it never hurts to ask that question, because sometimes we don't know how we're perceived by other people. Now, certainly, if you know in your heart that you are right, I'm not telling you to go in there and admit wrongdoing. Don't do that, because that's not right either. But it never hurts to say, have I offended you in some way? Or what have I done to cause this action? Chances are your friends are probably not going to even be aware that hurt your feelings. They probably didn't even think about it. A lot of times our friends and the people that we're closest to think we're tough, and they think we can take anything. And we are pretty strong. We are strong women. We are women who have made it through. We lived through the 70s. We can live through anything. But I'm going to urge you just to have those tough conversations, because sometimes it really takes that. Don't automatically reject someone just because you feel like you've been rejected. Before I leave our conversation today, I want to just tell you that I prowled around on Amazon a little bit over the weekend, and they have some cyber deals on there that look pretty good to me. So I'm dropping a link down to my Amazon store, and I created a list. It's called Cyber Monday 2019, and I dropped some things in there, just some random things that I thought you all might want to take a look at. There's some makeup and wigs and a few electronic items, and just a bunch of stuff that I thought you all might want to take a look at. So that link will be the link to my Amazon store, which is amazon.com/shop/Elaine Jackson. Check that out when you get a chance, and check out my storefront, One Brave Widow. I'll drop a link to everything down in the description box. You guys have a great day. Don't feel rejected today. Feel affirmed. I accept every single one of you exactly the way you are. God bless. Maranatha.